The question to corporate sector was, to which type of risk is your company most exposed currently and in the future? And we can see that raw material supply disruptions, supply chain and infrastructure disruptions, extreme weather events, and also slow changes in the climate, all related to climate change, are of major concern. So what are the role of companies and corporate carbon management in creating a carbon conscious corporate culture? It's important to measure, for all companies and corporate sectors, to measure greenhouse gas emissions using internationally acknowledged guidelines, which we already have, greenhouse gas emissions inventories to be developed. It's important for the corporate sector to target greenhouse gas emissions reductions. Important to set a reduction target. And also implement the reduction plan. And finally, important to communicate the results achieved and best practices. Some sectors are seen as high-risk business sectors, although we know that all businesses will be affected, but for sure not in the same way. Most affected sectors, business sectors, will be those which are large today, of large carbon emitters, those currently affected by, say, weather events, those of with long-term investment. This is from the same investigation, World Business Council for Sustainable Development Report 2008, which shows the different kind of opportunities which climate change offer to companies. This is a question asked to a number of companies: what opportunities do climate change and or adaptation offer to your company? And we can see that better access to raw material, new products and services, and new markets are among the sectors mentioned. So there is a huge potential for new businesses in the era of fight against climate change. Only in US for water supply, sanitation and water efficiency, from $253 billion to $658 billion. According to Executive Director UNEP 2008, with the global market for environmental products and services projected to double from the present 1.37 billion per year to more than 2.74 billion by 2020. But we need innovative business models and business solutions in order to be able to address the global challenges. The sustainable future profitability will depend on healthy environment in all regards. We need to concentrate on new technologies that maximize resource efficiency, minimize negative impact on the environment, and also technologies that are able to meet and sustain the needs of growing global population. Supply chain greening is very important. And also sustainable business management to meet the needs and demands of all stakeholders. Greening existing jobs, we need to invest in capacity building initiatives, including training and adaptation of performance targets and creating of new green jobs. So, are companies leading the way? We need to change the approaches from business as usual to new innovative models in order to be able to meet the sustainability challenges. greening business practices and jobs, as well as creating new green jobs. This is a responsibility for educational institutions as well. Creating jobs that meet the demands of graduates who want to work for responsible organizations committed to sustainable development. Developing employees' skills to meet businesses' needs as well as the planet's needs. Capacity building, again, important part of it. We need to invest in human resources. And partnering with higher learning institutions, with the corporate sector on research and development for innovative technologies and applications of new technologies, and also on developing future leaders in all sectors equipped to meet business needs as well as the planet's needs. Some of the relevant programs and initiatives in this regard at AIT, I'm not going into details, but we have a big number of capacity building programs for public and private sector. We have a number of research and also sponsored activities for public and private sector. This is one of the new initiatives of AIT. We have created a Center of Excellence for Sustainable Development in the context of climate change for research, development and capacity building needs. Recently, we have established, jointly with Professor Muhammad Yunus of Bangladesh, Yunus Center at AIT for creating green jobs in social business, investing in social business to create green jobs, addressing issues related to food security, social business in agriculture, application of ICT in agriculture, but also in general, encouraging research that will have a positive impact in the lives of poor people. So again, the fight against poverty and fight against climate change must be in parallel, because poor communities will suffer more of the impact of climate change. It's not first one, then the next. We have created a joint center between AIT and CSR Asia for CSR Asia, Corporate Social Responsibility Asia Center at AIT, in order to increase the awareness and build up the capacity and the role of business in sustainable development, advancing the development and implementation of effective and innovative sustainability solutions and CSR strategies for and by businesses, supporting business and providing training on development and implementation of sustainability strategies through research, capacity building and consultancy. This is one example of one project funded by Swedish SIDA in order to increase the capacity of private sector in issues related to sustainability. I think this is one of my conclusions, partnering to save our planet. We need jointly to invest more in research and development for innovative technologies, as I mentioned, collaborating to expand and improve the application of innovative technologies, and importance of educating future leaders who are aware of responsible business. And my last slide is a statement from President Obama of US, in which he says, "For decades we have known the day of cheap and easily accessible oil were numbered, and for decades we have failed to act with the sense of urgency that this challenge requires. We can't consign our children to this future. The transition to clean energy has the potential to grow our economy and create millions of good middle-class jobs, but only if we accelerate that transition, only if we seize the moment. Now there are costs associated with this transition, and some believe we can't afford those costs right now. I say we can't afford not to change how we produce and use energy, because the long-term costs to our economy, our national security and our environment are far greater." Some of the references which I use for this presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your kind attention.